Good morning, everybody, and welcome. TeamODZ Live. Happy Friday. Oh my. Good morning, Rick.
And a happy Friday. Good morning. How's your cough today?
Well, it's improving, as you can tell.
Excellent.
Getting a lot of practice with it.
Hey, where's Gerrie?
I don't know. I predict level 57. Starting on level 57, we'll finish 56 on Sunday, I think. What exactly is what it is. Well, it's been the race yesterday.
Are you going up the climb today?
We will be hitting the leg snapper multiple times.
Just the legs. All right.
We aren't going up the hill. No, this is just a rink that we're riding today. You won't see the waterfall. We used to have this little handheld vacuum cleaner, and when Faith went to Andrews University, we gave it to her. So Yolanda was missing it, so she was in Aldi the other day. There was a little handheld pet vacuum. Brought it home, came home the other night, and it was on the counter there. Yolanda was on the phone with Faith. So I walk in and I see this box, pet vacuum box. Pet vacuum? What, are we getting a pet? And Yolanda looked at me. She said, what pet are we getting? We getting a dog? And Faith's giggling away. And Yolanda's looking at me disapprovingly because she knows I'm being childish. And I looked at the box again and said, oh no, wait, it's not a pet vacuum, it's a pet vacuum. What are we going to call it?
Kirby.
I got even more disapproving looks then, and Faith was laughing even more.
Yeah, so Grace, for some reason, really likes to drink off of my water bottle. I have no idea why. And I tell her, you have your own water bottle. drink off of that water bottle. And then the other day she was complaining of a sore throat. And sure enough, yesterday I started having a sore throat. So I was like, this is why I say use your own water bottle.
Hey there, buddy.
Now you sticking to all of us.
There the stream there, Bonnie. How's Belgium today? Yeah, I had a 0.9 20-minute average today, so I know I can still do that. At least.
You said 3.9? Or
Yeah.
what was it? Yeah, nice. Yeah, so it seemed like your heart rate was pretty decent then. I noticed when you were pulling, it went up to in the low 180s usually. That's about where I'd expect it. And then it would drop back down to the low 170.
Yeah, last week just wasn't recovering. I was killing.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm at that point of the cold where, it's just starting up. I don't feel too many side effects. I can see my heart rate's a little higher, but my resting heart rate is. But I sure am hoping it doesn't turn into respiratory. But I'll be able to tell. Because I can just watch Grace and see where she goes. I know that I'm only a couple days behind. So far, she just has a really bad sore throat. According to her words.
Here we go. Leg snapper time. Just to ease up a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm hoping Garmin will fix that the workout issue soon. I'm gonna have to maybe reach out and see. So all of your workouts go to Garmin Connect fine, right?
Every single one.
First, I was thinking it was meetups with a workout, but then, yesterday I just did a VO2 workout, and sure enough. So my Garmin thinks I rested yesterday. My heart rate just got high for a little while, that's all. Good thing it doesn't have the ability to alert the authorities. I would have had an ambulance showing up. Why is this guy taking absolutely no steps, but his heart rate is in the 170s?
Yes, now my XP bar is so far along, we can go a little bit more granular and use the crop scale rather than the speed, distance, elevation and time scale. So I am 6 digits a drop and 2 commas away from starting level 57.
I'm only 1/3 through 51 right now. Slow going this time around.
I seem to have jumped up quickly from halfway along 56 to full fifths.
I do a nice route badge route tomorrow. That might help out.
Good.
What else?
TRL full. TRL full.
I don't know if I want to do that on a rest day, quote unquote. Although this week, I mean, it depends on how this cold progresses, but this week I feel pretty good. I have less fatigue than usual so far. I saw that Tiffany set up a group ride tomorrow. I was thinking about doing that. That is a 3-hour ride, but that's also what a PRO would be too. Well, the half.
Half would, yeah.
Half, probably. Then I also still have the volcano that I haven't done yet. Volcano circuit. I've only done 10 laps on that one.
You had carried on and done the 25. Get the 10 and the 25 in one ride then.
What did happen that day? I think I was just regulating myself and not riding too far. There was some reason why I had to get off early. But yeah, I made it to like 15 laps, I think, and then had to stop at that point. Once you've gotten to 15, though, it's kind of that point where you realize just how long only 10 more laps is going to take.
Yep.
It's funny, 25 laps on that seems almost as tough as 100 miles. I guess it depends on how you do it.
I did my 25. I did my 25 laps there. Did it with Kirsten and her and Megan.
Yeah, that'd work.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, is boredom.
There's a couple of
And he
laps
came
where
back.
I took the lap jersey early on.
Ooh. Fan's drying out my throat. Yeah, I ordered a humidifier the other day. That should help out a little bit if it shows up in time. It shipped out yesterday, but it looks like it might show up just as my symptoms are improving. Apparently, they didn't have any available to ship from the East Coast. And anything coming from California takes a long time when it's free shipping. It was a big day. US, Netherlands,
Ale tomorrow.
a match for the tomorrow. A match for the ages. Saturday.
There's already been one surprise. Germany's out.
Yeah. I was also surprised to see the Japan and Spain game go that way. I saw Spain score and in the beginning, walked away from the game for a little while and figured, well, that's about the way that'll go. And then came back and saw that they were up by 1. And when they turned it on, they were doing a really good job at shutting Spain down. But I think Spain still made it, though. Or was it Germany that still made it? I'm not even sure. I never keep up with what points are going on and whatnot. Yeah. Germany is out.
Yeah.
Spain must have been the ones that ended up still making it, even though they lost.
I predict that Ben's about to say good morning to us in the chat.
Ooh. I haven't heard good morning since Andy said good morning.
Right on, Ben. There he is. Raw.
Yeah.
That's either dog speak or lion speak for good morning.
Yeah, Henry Villa Zoo in Madison, Wisconsin was the first time I actually heard a lion roar, and I was like, "Whoa, they do actually sound like that."
Yep.
It sounds like I could hear them from across the zoo, but I was like, "Oh, that's a recording. They're just playing it over a speaker." And then once we got close enough to see that it was actually the lion doing it, it sounded like he had a microphone attached to him or something. Pretty crazy. All the other lions I had seen, I guess, just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, and you know what it was? He was saying, don't you? He was saying, "Good morning, Rick."
Oh, yes. Even though it was the afternoon.
Yeah, well. Don't know, Ben. Heard nothing, so.
I don't expect a lion to know what time of day it is anyway, though.
No.
Nor will I disagree with the lion about it. I'll just let the lion go ahead and keep thinking it's the morning. Yeah, so far this is 2 days I've gone without seeing Gerrie.
He was here yesterday, wasn't he?
I don't think so. Yeah, I went to do a VO2 max workout, and
Oh, it was Thursday yesterday.
yeah, I started messing around with my lights and color adjustments and stuff, and then next thing I knew, it had been like 40 minutes, and I was like, whoa, I should probably start a workout. And then I started searching for a workout, and Ian came on. So then I did a half of a VO2 workout and joined the wagon.
You like nerd talk yesterday?
Yeah, I went silent there for a little while. I had nothing to add. I was also starting to get kind of tired after that VO2 workout, even though it was only half. It was that ride was starting to get me a little bit. But I did manage 100K for the day, so that was good. They're right around there. I had to make up for Wednesday, which actually, yeah, did I even tell you about that?
No.
No, I didn't. So yeah, I left already. I was kind of running a little bit late for my appointment, but I was confident I'd make it within the threshold, and so I called to pre-register on my way there, and the lady's looking and she's like, "Did you just make the appointment?" I know, no, it's been going for a while. So she investigated a little further, and she said, "Well, you did get the time right, but you're 1 day off. Your appointment was yesterday." Like, oh, really? I put it in my phone as today. Okay. And there was something telling me that Tuesday was the day I was supposed to do it, but my phone said Wednesday, and I had put the appointment in right when I made it. So,
So, Rick, give me an N.
Yeah. Here it comes. And
Give me a U.
a U.
Give me an M.
am. This is really drawn out.
Give me a P.
All right, P.
Give me a T.
P
And give me a Y.
and a Y.
And what have we got?
My doc-
Numpty.
my doctor's office is an empty. So my thought is I got it right, but for some reason the lady at the desk put it in on the wrong day.
Oh, so the lady
I
on the
could've
desk was a
sworn
numpty then.
I could have sworn that it was Wednesday. Well,
Oh.
at least I put it in my phone that way. And I did remember thinking, well, that's kind of going to get in the way of things, but oh well, I'll just have to figure it out that day.
So Des likes us then, Benny.
Uh-oh. My chain came off. Ugh. I still don't get how those, you'll see sometimes in the pro races, they'll put on their chain while they're moving. That's just
Yeah.
insane.
I've done that.
I was just having a hard time doing it while I was off the bike. I guess it depends on where it went.
It comes off a big chain ring, then it's going to come off outside.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it came when it's inside like that, I had to kind of dislodge it.
I'm not the numpty. Rick's the numpty. Then try just having spelled out numpty.
That's pretty cool. I wish we had hedgehogs around here. I don't think there's any hedgehogs in the US, is there? In North America?
You're the right.
Well, I mean, pets. I've never seen on Marty Stauffer's Wild America, never once saw anything about a hedgehog in its natural habitat.
Oh, you got to look in
North
hedges.
America. The only place I've ever seen them is at people's houses. But then again, we also have boa constrictors in Florida that live there that they're not natural. They're not native. I think a hedgehog would do well though. Well, see, that's the thing too. What does a hedgehog need as far as weather? Do they like really hot? So I feel like in the US, maybe like the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest would be a good place for a hedgehog if they don't mind rain.
Might not agree with the political situation there, though.
There, I'm gonna look this up.
Hot shakes.
There are 17 species of hedgehog. They're in Europe, Asia, Africa, and New Zealand by introduction. Well, New Zealand by introduction. No living species that are native to the Americas. So I thought. And Australia too. Isn't that interesting? Why were they introduced to New Zealand?
Probably either accidentally or take care of pests. So they eat insects and
yeah.
earthworms, things.
In that case, why weren't they introduced to the US, you know? Like the squirrel was, wasn't it?
The long-tailed rat.
Yeah. One thing we're lacking here in Maine is badgers. Why aren't badgers in Maine?
Badger, badger, badger,
Feel like-
badger, 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 badger.
I
Mushroom!
feel like if they can get along fine in Wisconsin, they should be able to do fine in Maine. But they do have little legs, and it is a long walk. My graph looks horrible.
A little bit of green in that interval.
Yeah, my green is like green, blue, yellow, blue, green, green, blue, gray, blue. But yeah, so I guess that concludes hedgehog facts for the day. Yeah, so I've been trying to find a nice warm beverage for the winter time. Now, preferably without caffeine, because that gets my heart rate up. So, for some reason, I didn't even think of tea for the longest time. Never even crossed my mind. And then my coworker, she brought in a thermos of tea the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, tea! That's what I'm looking for."
Well, tea has caffeine in it.
Well, depends on the tea. Like at night, a little chamomile honey tea,
Okay.
and then this peppermint tea doesn't have any in it either, I guess. And I also got like an apple and maybe cinnamon or something tea.
All right, I'll give you that.
British tea has caffeine in it, right?
Tea leaves have caffeine in them. Nice stock of decaffeinated food.
Like actual tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm happy with it now because something to look forward to. Cozy moment with a cup of tea during the winter. I was doing hot chocolate. And then I realized tea, it'll actually help me go to sleep better.
looked at my body back today. Thankfully, it recharged a bit ready for the race yesterday.
Yeah, this was actually the first night that I didn't get 8 hours of sleep last night. I guess because I kept waking up a lot. Which usually hasn't been happening lately. I wanted to watch the football game last night because Patriots and Bills. That's a big game if the Patriots could win it. But then I saw rather quickly that it was not going to happen, so I turned that off.
You get that one a day out as well. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Sorry, it shouldn't give you a hard time, but I think that should have happened to me at some point.
Oh, it's all right. I'm waiting. Yeah, I was pretty happy about it though, because this is an appointment that I just have to do because of a medication I'm on. So really, it's just a waste of money appointment. And so if I accidentally get the times mixed up and then have to reschedule 2 months into the future, that's 2 months of savings right there as far as I'm concerned.
So I got found out last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About what?
My watch.
Oh.
Yolanda brought the mail in and found the statement from the Best Buy card.
What's this?
What did you buy from Best Buy? My watch. Oh, you got it already? Yeah. How much was it?
Ooh, that's the tough part.
Yeah, I told you how much it was.
We talked about it. Yeah, right now I'm trying to decide if camp is a good idea this year or not. Now that it's getting closer to Christmas, it's feeling like not as good of an idea. And with cheer season, the competition's starting up. This weekend, or no, next weekend, Grace and Heidi go to Worcester, Massachusetts.
I thought they were going to go and buy some sauce.
Oh no, that's the Worcestershire. You have to go to Worcestershire for that.
No, like, what's that?
So why are you gonna go and completely delete the last half of that name? Is it just implied that it's a shear?
And it's a Shire.
Well, yeah, but not when I say it. It's a Worcestershire. Is it like the same thing as like when I hear, say, like Devonshire? It's there's no shire on the end of it because it's just implied that it's a shire.
Devonshire. Yep.
I still need to make a trip there one day. That's my ancestral home, apparently. Need to go there and just look at it.
Nothing posted. I'm going to be on the leg snapper at the Forest Power again. This time around, we just started a 95 watt stick.
I don't know why I'm doing 215 right now. I can dial it right down to 185 easily. Yeah, today my hip's trying to chirp at me a little bit. I need to like hang a plumb bob from this bike or something to make sure it's balanced. Then I can always know. The only problem is it changes all the time because whenever I do a sprint, then my mat bunches up. And if I don't fix it, which I didn't, then my bike's all off center again, or off balance.
If you had rollers, then you'd be automatically level.
Yeah. So I hear. I don't know if I could fit rollers in here. It's a big ask.
Probably got about a foot behind me in the green screen.
Yeah,
not even 2
behind
feet.
is good.
Not even 2 feet in front of me to my camera and the monitor.
Yeah, I guess we're about the same. My big thing is this desk in front of me. I like it, but that takes up some room. Now I have something to put my tea on. In my Captain Swift Inn coffee cup. It's very nice. It's a great bed and breakfast in Camden, Maine. If you ever find yourself there. The breakfast is no joke. Like, if you eat everything they bring you, it's typically about 5 courses. You eat everything they bring you, you're just gonna lay around for half the day just waiting to digest. It's amazing. And the food is so good. Yeah, it's one of those coastal towns that it looks like Maine from the pictures.
Right on that, Jason.
So it looks like today for the ebb, it's going to be hilly route reverse.
Yes, but it was last night when I checked.
See if I can't get one last good finish in before this cold destroys me for a couple weeks. Always how it goes too, right? When you start feeling like, yeah, there we go, big improvements, feeling good, all of a sudden, then it's like, is that a sore throat? That's what happened last time when I got COVID that time. I was at my peak athleticism that I have ever been at. And then I got sick. But luckily this one isn't COVID, so should be good. It's funny with COVID though, like when you get COVID, I was for like that whole 2 to 3 year span or whatever, I was like, ooh, am I getting it? And I'd always think I was getting it. Then once I actually got it, I was like, oh, ha, there we go. Now I have it. Even like in the beginning stages of it. I was like, yeah, that's COVID. That's different than any cold I've ever had. You noticed when you got COVID, right? Just a little bit.
That's cold. I didn't really have much in the way of symptoms.
Yeah, that's right. You started off kind of late.
And then once I got rid of it, was when I started having problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It was 2 months from having COVID that I got the blood clot.
That's an amazing thing. Like thinking back, I mean, it didn't hit me as hard, but like thinking back to it, it was like, you know, I was really sick for that 24 hours or so when my symptoms were the worst. But then I felt better. Once that moved out, I was like, ooh, there we go. I feel better. I only felt it when my heart rate went up above 150. And then just the lingering little effects were weird. I only had like a slight little cough, but almost unnoticeable, but there was just a feeling that I had that I didn't have the same strength or stamina. My heart rate was still all wacky. Or in the beginning, my heart rate was better, and then it went real bad. Stayed real high all the time. No fun. But so far, I found out, like I definitely did not like it. Don't want to get it again, but I don't wear masks or anything. But because of not proven science, but I found that the only time I get sick is when Grace gets sick and drinks off of my water bottle. Every time. Or Heidi. I have to start getting some of that powder that they put on kids' thumbs to stop sucking them. Whatever that stuff is. Just whenever I'm not drinking out of my water bottle, I'll just put a little bit of that on. Should only take a week or so before they stop drinking out of it.
Yeah, Heidi's going to find the box of that powder. And she's going to come to you and say, Rick, is there something you'd like to tell me?
And then I'll find it mixed with my tea. You would think she'll learn from the fact that she's about to get sick too. It's like she's been drinking off my water bottle. In fact, I'm imagining that this morning she's gonna come down the stairs and she's gonna mention something about her throat feeling a little scratchy.
That's funny because mine's itchy. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
That's the Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna have a warm December here in Maine. The meteorologist says that we are into that weather system now where storms are just gonna keep coming from the south again. Mixed in with days where the weather comes from the west, northwest, and then we get what's left over from all of the lake effect stuff. That was yesterday. We had like one of those sunshiny days where every so often it would get cloudy and then the snow would fall. And then it'd get sunny again. Although he said we were going to have a warm December, and today the high is only 37. Oh yeah, and then tomorrow. Tomorrow it's in the 50s, high 50s. Nothing but rain, no snow in the future.
Sure, there will be.
Oh, eventually. Always happens. Yeah, this is kind of like last year where it was in the 60s on Christmas. And then I think it was like a week later. I know it was really cold. Was it? I think it was cold on New Year's Eve. So I remember thinking, wow, I'm happy I'm not out there. And then it snowed shortly after that. One thing we didn't have last year though is that we didn't have a very long, super cold weather streak. And the snow never really stuck. All of the snow fell in about a 2-week period, and then it melted away.
Anyway, does that?
It always used to build up and then just have a good snowpack. I remember being a kid, like wanting to play basketball, but the pavement was still wet because the snow was always melting and in April. But that doesn't happen anymore. But it does happen just 20 miles north of here and west.
I'm definitely warmed up for the ebb now.
Yeah. Oh, I have no green right now. There it is. Okay. I'm guessing Owen must be watching a soccer game right now.
I don't know. Is he
This
playing
the
right now,
last
is he?
bit. I don't know. It's a good question. I know there was a replay of the Spain game yesterday that was on this morning. That doesn't count.
According to the timetables I've seen, they're at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. my time. They're at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. yours.
There is, I think Croatia and Belgium might be finishing up if that's today's game, but that might be yesterday's game. I wish they'd tell me. I wish there was, oh wait, maybe this will tell me. Telling me now. Yeah,
South Korea and Portugal play. Well, South Korea plays Portugal 9 a.m. my time. Ghana plays Uruguay also at 9 a.m. my time. And at 1 p.m. it'll be Switzerland. And Cameroon plays Brazil. The only games I see today. I know nothing going on right now.
Nope. That's a rerun. I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow, though. Ooh, that actually limits. Unless if I watch it while I'm riding.
Well, it's gonna.
It's doable.
It's going to give you something to talk to Luther about on Monday, isn't it?
I've heard mixed reviews so far. I've heard that Netherlands is a good matchup for the U.S., you know, as far as the U.S. being able to have a relatively easy time. But then I've also heard that the Netherlands is, well, it's definitely ranked over the U.S.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody keeps their giblets safe, you know. We don't want to see an early showing of the Nutcracker, if you know what I mean.
Just throw my giblets away.
I wonder if Pulisic's going to show up for this game wearing a cup. You would almost imagine that the doctor's probably recommended it. If not, that would be like something straight out of a soccer movie produced by Will Ferrell or something. Just a double hit. 2 games in a row.
A bit more green in the end of that one. Now, 5.5 numbers, 1 comma and 1 drop. The end of level 56. Time here. Coming up in 15 minutes. Stream down shortly. Great between the ebb. I went to get Guinness after the race yesterday and realised that I didn't have any in the fridge.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I had one before I went to bed instead.
Yeah, after the Thanksgiving race, I had one more Marsh Island Brewing Oktoberfest left. a delicious Oktoberfest. So I brought that to Thanksgiving with me. I sat down and I took a sip from it. I was enjoying it very slowly. And then all of a sudden my brother wanted to go out for a walk. And I was like, ooh, a walk. That sounds fun. But then I realized, oh no, I still have almost a complete Oktoberfest here. So it was decision time. Either leave it until I got back, which that's not a good idea, or down the whole thing right there. So I downed the whole thing right there. And then I just had ginger ale after that and water.
I think we'll get our 40 kilometres in on this one.
Pretty close. Got everything I need for the ebb, so I'll just keep pedaling.
What's on the stream? Get ready to hit the stream down here. But it's time to reset between this and the ebb. Finish the workout out. Before the ebb, and we'll be back. 10 minutes time. So, then, you get a seat warm. We'll be back. Right on.